Okay, according to Zoom, we're live. Oh, poo, I forgot to. Okay, well, now there it is. Yes. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to New Light Streaming Love. If you are seeing this over on Sassy Seer Sheila, as I did notice that I have a new subscriber there, would love for you to come over and subscribe to New Light Streaming Love as well. I'm spending less time there, and as you may know, I haven't been here for well at least 3 weeks, I believe. I did finally get the move completed, and I feel like I'm to a point here in my room where I can actually function for reading and that sort of thing. So this is going to be, and I know it's a little earlier today than you normally see me, um, but I have some errands to run. So I'm not quite back to normal operations, but that's coming. And uh, planning on doing a live stream tonight with team member Crystal here on New Light Streaming Love. So, ooh, if you've not, it won't be a hangout session, but it will be a catch up session because boy, oh boy, there's been a lot of interesting things that have taken place over the last couple of weeks here, and actually more than that for Crystal. And so we're going to just have us a good old conscious conversation, central type conversation where we catch up and share. And I believe there will also be some dream space vibes as well, because I know that Crystal has been having some interesting dreams that feel to me like timeline closing out the way she speaks on it. So if you're around this evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I always say ish, but that's the plan is to begin around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. So if you're around and you want to join us for that, would love to have you uh, in the chat, asking questions, sharing your insights. We are all, oh wow, all of us intuitive creator beings. You know, a lot of folks tend to think that um, when you've tuned into yourself that it's something special. Personally, I think we are all uniquely special. And that's the whole idea of it. And it's just a matter of deciding that you believe that and then tuning into yourself. And not everyone has the same abilities, but they are very similar. I do feel that everyone on this planet is capable of telepathy. It's just that, in my experience so far, telepathy is a little different than what is depicted in books and television and things like that. So, anyway, the first card that wanted to come out today was Tatan the Sylph, and honestly, I'm not surprised to see that. Um, Tatan is part of the helpline troop of fairies. Each of the fairies are divided into specific groups, just like with the regular tarot being divided into suits. And the same happens with the fairies, only a little differently. And so this is Tatan the Sylph. Now, bear with me because I tell you, I still have to get some curtains for this area right here because the sun, I'm so happy to see it actually, but it does come in quite glaringly. The key words for Tayton are acute intellect, quickness, mental synthesis, and discernment. And it feels to me as though, from what I've seen, and I haven't really been paying attention in the out there or really on the in here level of late because I've been really trying to get all of this worked out in here. And with my housemate, Lisa Flamino Rush, being in and out of the hospital of late, as you all know, I've shared that with you. She is back in the hospital again as we speak. However, at least this time, which is the fourth time, um, it would appear that a diagnosis is finally being zeroed in on. Um, her own spiritual team let her know that what she is moving through is exactly what we've suspected, has to do with the evolution of the human body. And we are all moving through that in different ways, each one individually. And so this is very interesting because, you know, as we learned yesterday, less than 2% of the people with rheumatoid arthritis actually have this, what they suspect she has. So when she was told that papers would be written, books would be written in regards to what she's moving through, this news that we just received yesterday would seem that her guidance was smack on. So, and this, the reason I stopped and shared that with you is that, especially with Tayton, it feels to me like there are more and more beings on the planet who are really, whether they know it or not, or believe it or not, understanding more about their environment, their own selves, what actually may be happening, right? It's so much more than what we even know or think we know, because absolutely nothing is what it appears to be at this moment of now. So Tayton glitters and glimmers brightly. She scatters a special fairy dust that energizes the mind. However, energy is not everything, and the fairy dust that actually makes minds brighter as well as more energized is more rare, and she distributes it much less often. She is full of curiosity and wants to go everywhere, see everything, and have every question answered. Like the 2-year-old asking, why, she wants to know all, even the things that by their very nature cannot be known to the conscious mind. Tayton reminds us that ideas cannot be confined. They are wild and free. They move fast. Some ideas are more contagious than the flu, and they move quickly from head to head, sometimes illuminating and sometimes burning out with a flicker and a flash and a faint whiff of ash. Brian wrote, "The sylph is a fragment of the earth's soul in fairy form. In the fairy realms, light comes not from above, but from within. Like other fairies, sylphs light up the world around them, energizing all who come into contact with them and with their quick fairy radiance. We humans also light up the world around us with our own auras. It is a pity that so few of us have learned the mental disciplines to be able to perceive that light. However, Tayton is not the one to consult about that. What Tayton bestows is more ephemeral, but nevertheless of value. She is an awakener. She loves to, she is an awakener, one who startles us into seeing and thinking in new and exciting ways. She loves to sit in on teenage and college age discussions about the profound questions of life. She is full of ideas and willing to discuss them at length. She is not too bothered about whether the discussion makes much sense or not. Ideas with wings are her joy, and mental stimulation is her game. Tayton has inertialess flight, like thought. She is not bound by the rules of mass and momentum. Therefore, she can radically change direction without notice more quickly than a hummingbird. Well, I just love the fact that this card came out. It's card number 45, which is a 9 numerologically, the ending of a cycle. And for me, with everything that's out there that seems to be coming out and being put on the table for folks to look at and see, that being hidden in that sort of way is coming to an end, is ending. And so very interesting to me that this card come out specifically in regards to, you know, all of that information that's been coming out. It has to be laid on the table for the all to see. Okay, so from our Rumi deck, we have Layla, this card. I always love this card because there's an element to surrender here. And there's also very much multidimensionality here as well. There's also portal energy in this card for me. So, put aside your clever schemes, O lover. Be mindless. Become mad. Dive into the heart of the flame. Become fearless like a moth. Turn away from the self and tear down the house. Then come and dwell in the house of love. Be a lover. Live with lovers. Fill your chest from all clean, sorry, not fill. Clean your chest from all hostility. Wash it 7 times. Then fill it with the wine of love. Be a chalice for love. Be a chalice. You must be all love to be worthy of the beloved. When going to the gathering of drunks, be a drunk. Become drunk. Your thought takes a course, dragging you in its wake. Move beyond thought. Let your heart lead. Be the leader. When the grace of love is revealed, be a mirror to reflect it. When the beloved's hair is loosened, brush it like a comb. Be a comb. Rumi. How I long for my thoughts to no longer make any sense to me. Then I can be rid of them, like noisy house guests who have overstayed their welcome. Oh, the peace when they finally go. Their incessant chatter brings me no comfort. I crave the silence of you. Will you let me hear it? Will you run through the noisy house of my mind with your great muddy feet so that I can focus on something other than my mind for a while? Maybe you can make such a mess that I shall give up my plans and attempts at order completely. I tell you, sometimes I cannot follow along. I have an imbalance in my eyes, and I have to follow along with a bookmark so that I don't lose my place. So let's see what that says again. I want to make sure I read that properly. Maybe you can make such a mess that I shall give up my plans and attempts at order completely. Just give in for a change. It's time for that. To give up my ridiculous fantasies of perfection, useless, noisy, irritating, demanding, and yet deadening perfection. I'd rather just be alive. I want to plant my head in the earth, in the same mud that sticks to your feet, and breathe in her rich soil smell. I want to feel her heart beating in the quiet movements of the roots of the plants as they stretch and grab and stop my ears with her fertile dirt, finally gaining peace from the constant infernal racket of thoughts no longer wanted. Boy, doesn't this really go along with Tating the Self, I feel like. Oh, beloved, how you are to be envied. You are being given the gift of no self, no noise, no sense. The great beloved truly wants you to be closer than ever to the wild universal heart. In that field of love, every electronic device goes haywire. Oh my gosh, I just said that to my friend who is going to run errands with me in just a little bit. We were talking how this and that doesn't seem to be working quite well. And I actually said the words, yes, it seems like every electric device is really going haywire. Wow. Wow, that is so interesting. Systems collapse, worlds collide, and great stars are born from the chaos. But the real you will sense none of this. You'll be staring at your beloved, so intoxicated by love, your tongue will loll out of your mouth, and you'll drool like a bloodhound, and you won't care a hoot. Neither will the great beloved. Such will the passion of your reunion be, that the only thing to matter will be the one great love exploding inside your being. So who cares if you have no idea what day it is? What was your job supposed to be again? Or how to make conversation, let alone intelligent conversation, at the dinner table? Ah, well, you shall not be yourself anymore. You shall not be so appropriate or sociable. Who understands crazy words that fall out of your mouth unchecked by logic or rationality? I do. I know the beloved too. I am under that same loving spell. I, like you, have no I anymore. I, like you, am so crazy with love that I care not for things making sense anymore. I, like you, long for my night of love with the great beloved that ends me forever and renders me only and ever the lover of the great beloved. I call that night forward from my love-crazed heart, as do you, that Layla al-Qadar, the night of destiny. Let us run together and pound on the bedroom door of the great beloved. There is no shame. There is nothing else worth holding on to. Let us go now and throw ourselves upon the goodwill of the Creator. Our hair shall be messy and mingle with the curving of the galaxy, and the planets shall grow rings around them, becoming the many eyes of the great beloved, delightfully bearing witness to our loving, passionate surrender. This oracle brings you a message. You are moving through a period of not knowing of time in the great void or womb of the Divine Mother. And boy, let me just say, this is so true for me, for Lisa, for Crystal. This is one of the reasons you haven't seen many. You saw me for a little bit before the move, but prior to that, you didn't see any of us for quite some time. And I feel like this is exactly what this is referring to. I'm going to repeat that. You are moving through a period of not knowing, of time in the great void or womb of the Divine Mother. It is in this place the seed can crack open and take root. This cannot happen in the light, where all is seen and recognized. It must happen under the cover of darkness, where only trust can assure one of success. This is the way of nature, the way of life, and it must be honored. This oracle brings you ancient wisdom. It guides you not to fear the darkness, but to enter it willingly. It is not for you to become lost, but to find your way. This oracle is saying that the darkness there is the path. Da Tariki Terequat, I think is what that says. I don't know for sure. It's a different language. I'm assuming Sufi language. Do not turn away from it. Let it be. Be with the lack of knowing. When people ask of you so many questions and demand sensible answers to support their notion of reality, do not bow to such unworthiness and fear. Know that their minds may be fearful for your safety and their own, lest your divine madness be contagious. Now, I have witnessed this, okay? I've witnessed that. But know also that their fear is nothing to do with you. Nothing to you, nothing at all. It is not even anything to them, but they just don't know that yet. Under the sacred black cloak of night, the Divine Mother, the goddess, she who transfigures from darkness into the light, has invited you into her chamber. In that place, you shall experience annihilation, but only that of which is untrue, that of which would hold you back, dampen your spirit, or prevent you from bursting into full aliveness. For that which is true is already seated deep within her womb and is preparing to be born, strong and with good, powerful legs. So when it is time, it will leap up like a wild creature, all instinct and intuition, into the morning light. For this moment, however, there is darkness, and that is essential for the appearance so imminent, beloved, of the light on its way. This oracle brings you guidance. If you find yourself to be sad, to be grieving, whether you know for what or not, or even depressed or struggling, feeling as though you are being pulled down, do not fight. Bear witness instead. Allow what is taking place to take place. Allow what is happening to happen. You shall find joy in allowing the interplay of darkness and the light to take place according to a greater unfolding rhythm of your own divine growth process. Wow. And I have to say, I think that's so, because what's the first thing I do, I don't know about you, but the first thing I do is go into fear. And then there's a crap ton of resistance to whatever that is that I don't understand or I don't know that's taking place around me because I have been told my entire life that we have to figure things out, put things in their proper perspective so we can get a handle on it and know what to do with it and all of that. And quite frankly, oh, hello, Vanessa. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Yes, the move went off. I won't say without a hitch, but we're here. It's taken a long time to get to the point where I feel like I could be comfortable trying to do a live. So this is the first one. So yay, I'm so glad you were able to be here. Um, I really do, like I said, this card, there's so much in it. It's a multi-dimensional card as well to me. I mean, here's a figure right here standing over her, sort of guiding her in very many ways. And down here, you may not be able to tell it on camera, but I see an actual couple down here. And of course, there's many planets in here. And so there's a lot of portal energy in this for me, as well as the multidimensionality of it. I really do, especially with what is happening with my housemate. I can see, sense, and feel that each being on this planet is moving through things that we really do not understand, and there's a lot of struggle, right? Trying to figure out what's happening, why, and make it stop, or and especially like in my housemate's case, because it has to do with health and what's been going on with her, right? And boy, as she has said over and over and over again, there is going to be a huge story there. And she has said that she will be coming to share it with all of us. Speaking of that, I want to let you know tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you're around, Vanessa, we'd love to have you come join us. Crystal is going to join me, and we're going to have a good old-fashioned catch-up about what's been going on for each of us, our thoughts and feelings about it, and that sort of thing. If you are watching this on Sassy Seer Sheila, because I am planning on uploading this one. I know I've said that before and I haven't, but this one's kind of short, so it shouldn't take me too long. Please do come over and subscribe here at New Light Streaming Love as well. You don't have to undo your subscription over there, because it's good for me to have, both channels. And for those, because somebody over there who just found the channel and had just read or listened to me read The Soul's Journey, which is also available here in the playlist on this channel. I want to do another book club, and we're going to be doing the books by James Redmond. Now, I tried to do a watch party for the movie that was made in the mid 2000s of this book. And unfortunately, while I did not receive a copyright infringement, they did take the video down. I placed it as private, and so it wasn't available to anyone. I was just trying to have folks come and watch it with me. Now, I still own the movie, and I'm happy to do another watch party. Or actually, figure out a way for folks if they want to. The movie is nowhere as good as book. It never is. But if somebody wanted to figure out whether or not they want to join us for the book study group, that would be a good way by looking at that. But I really feel like his words, these books were inspired by the all, by the universe, by source, whatever, by God, whatever name anybody wants to call it. And I'm excited to do this because I've only seen the movie. I've never read the book, and there are several of the books. This book covers the 9 insights, but there are more, and I have now been able to find almost all the books. I'm not sure if I do have them all or not, but I will be finding that out. So if you're interested in that, get in touch with me. Conscious Conversation Central at gmail.com is the way to get in touch with me. You can also get in touch with any of the team members here by going to www.knewlightstreaminglove. And who knew, by the way, that you could have a website with .love instead of .com or .org or .whatever. But yeah, I when I saw that, I was like, and I just typed it in just to see if it would work, and it did. So I was a bit shocked, and I was like also very pleasantly pleased that that was the case. So that's it for this go round. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching this live, thank you for being here, Vanessa, for giving me a shout out there. And if you're watching it later, rather than here or over on Sassy Seer Sheila, tonight's conversation is Friday, February the 21st. 2025, because I know sometimes these things you might find it later. And it's at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And until we meet again, I hope that you will move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. It really is just a matter of your own perspective and your perception of that perspective that you hold. And if you don't feel very joyful, perhaps give yourself a moment to think about the possibilities, because chances are you might be able to find something, because there's always more than one way to see something if you allow yourself the time and space to take a look at it. Until we meet again, be well, my friends.